This is a short one like me. Dudes with Brews on the Porch presents Michael Brews.
Dude. Craft brews and casual conversations. It is a unique episode of Dudes with Brews on the Porch because I am by myself sitting in the dark. My name is Drew. Rob is usually with me, but we'll get into that. It couldn't happen. Hasn't been our week. We haven't posted an episode in almost 2 weeks, and I didn't want to have that because that's the kind of person I am. I guess I just kept thinking about it. I was like, I gotta get an episode out. We tried recording on Friday, didn't work out. We tried recording yesterday, didn't work out. Rob has a lot of things going on. I have a lot of things going on. Getting scheduling is harder and harder. One of the topics I wanted to talk about today, so it's going to be like a micro strange brew, perhaps. But I don't know the future of the show, to be honest. Scheduling is getting harder and harder. We live across the country. I live in one state. Rob lives in another state. Not easy to always navigate. He's got a life. He's got things. He's got goals. I have a life. I have things. I have goals. And quite frankly, I don't know where this podcast fits in anymore. It's almost been 6 years since the show has kicked off. We don't even know what we are as far as what this podcast is. Do we want interviews? Well, it's hard to set up interviews. We can barely get together on our own and then try to do interviews. You know what I mean? Is it a comedy podcast? I don't know. I don't know what it is. And I'm in my head a little bit about it because looking at the numbers, yeah, whatever. I will tell you, I'm pretty darn annoyed with people who keep going, oh yeah, you still got that podcast? And I go, yep, I still got it. So people know about it, but they don't listen to it. And it kind of drives me nuts. Gets my head a little bit. It's 5:51 in the morning. I've been up since 4:30. I went to the gym. I exercised. So yeah, I don't know what the future of the show is, to be honest. I'd like it to keep going, but I'd also like to feel like people are listening and enjoying it. And I don't know. A lot of people know about it, but they don't listen to it, which is a bit frustrating. And it's more frustrating because it's like, well, what does it need to be for people to listen to it? I think if you listen from episode 1 to whatever, almost 290 episodes in, you see a path of me and then eventually Rob starting in one place and progressing and growing up and feeling different about life, perhaps. Personal growth, that's always a good thing, right? You gotta grow, you gotta learn about that. So I don't know. And like you said, the scheduling, the technology issues that we're having, I get in my head about it, and I go, oh shoot, this isn't gonna sound good. This isn't funny. This is this. So you could say I'm being a little manic right now. It is unfortunate. What am I drinking? Well, the coffee's brewing, baby. The coffee is brewing. Another thing with the time that we record at, so we usually record at 8 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock, whatever California time. I don't know what time zone California is in, but I have ventured off onto a new path on whatever weight loss journey I'm on. I'm trying this intermittent fasting thing. I'm really trying it. So I've tried it before where it's just like, you eat in that 8-hour window, but it's like, yeah, I'm going to go pound a Reuben and some French fries in that 8-hour window. I'll fast it. But no, now it's like I'm actually doing the 16/8, so 16 hours of fasting. I don't eat till about 11 o'clock every day, which isn't bad. And then I eat until 7. So that includes, like, I can't take any more calories after 7 o'clock. So now I have to drink the beer before the show. So I have to have the beer before the show. I'll still talk about it. I'll still enjoy it. But now that's like, because we record at 8, and I don't really want to break that. I could do it 12 to 8, but I tried to do that originally, and it was just, it was difficult. And I definitely don't want to do 1 to 9. Because that's super late for me, and it's just easier if I start at 11, I have only a little bit in the morning, I can get through, and then I can eat, and then all that kind of stuff. So does seem to be helping as far as a couple of different things, which is nice. I don't want to dive down into it. I'm not a health expert. I'm just trying to lose the weight that I've gained after I lost it once. 6 years ago, I lost a ton of weight, gained it, lost it, gained it again. Now I'm trying to lose it again. It's a big old thing. And you know the story. You've heard it on the podcast. If you listen to it, you're aware of it, but you don't listen. I'm just kidding. So it's very confusing. It's very, I just get in my head about it. Like, it's like, is it worth doing this anymore? Or should we reformat? Should we start brand new? But are we going to have the same issues as far as what we're having now? And we all have other goals that we want to do. So if we really want this to be a thing, like, do we want to like put all this time and effort into it for it to maybe hopefully get some new listeners? And I don't know. Like, what was the point of any podcast anymore? In my opinion, a lot of people stop doing it. We know we can do it long. The show has seen the longevity of the podcast. We beat the 8-episode curse or whatever by a lot. I still enjoy doing it. I still have fun doing it, but I do get frustrated with it more frequently just because of the thoughts in my mind. And if you're a therapist, feel free to reach out. So that's what's going on in my brain. But let's get into a little strange brew stuff, because there's a congressional hearing about UFOs, about alien stuff. There was a lot that was said without a lot being said. You know what I mean? A lot of people spoke out and said, yeah, they're pilots. They look out their window when they're flying you to Las Vegas, Nevada, and they're saying, gosh darn it, look at that thing. I can't identify that. That is a UFO. And they can't really talk about it. They call them UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomena. The UFOs, unidentified flying objects. That's what we know. That's what the 90 kids like. My daughter made me a picture years ago that said aliens are real. I'm looking at it right now, and she's right. Aliens really are real. From the hearings, they had an Air Force guy on there. He appeared before the court and said, like, he had firsthand experience with these UAPs or UFOs. He also found an aircraft with non-human biologics on it. Like, what does that mean? That's clearly like, is it like, did like the alien sneeze in the corner, like achoo, and then it's like, oh, we found this mucusy snot stuff, not human. Aliens got allergies. Maybe Orson Welles was right that the air on Earth causes a little little reaction in the world of allergies. Aliens probably have allergies too. They never use the word alien. It's just non-human biologics, whatever that means. Could that be like the stuff that they use to probe people? Who knows? It's that's a good question. They like I said, they said a lot without saying a lot. Another question was like, do you know anyone that's gotten murdered by saying something? And he said there's a lot of things going on that I can't talk about in public forum. So that's a big yes. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Like, we live in a world where our government can choose who dies and who doesn't, and it doesn't matter. And they're like, oh yeah, this person knows too much, they're talking too much, we're gonna kill them. So then they stop talking, and then maybe their other friends and other partners in crimes will get the hint. So couldn't really talk about that. But I mean, I think we all know in the back of our minds, yeah, this stuff is happening, and people are getting straight up murdered because they're telling the truth, which is just kind of insane. So this dude's got to be like sleeping with one eye open all the time, gripping his pillow tight. You know what I mean? And instead of the Sandman, as James Hetfield would talk about, dude's straight from the gosh darn government, and he's gonna kill you because you've said too much. They send Will Smith in. We already know he's got a powerful slap, so he can slap you unconscious and be like, "Ha ha, I'm the Men in Black." Did that joke work? Probably, probably not. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that they released like actual footage of UFOs and like, yeah, we don't know what this is. There's all those famous stories, all those famous people who have come forward and said, they had experience with Area 51, they had experience with UFOs. And it's just like, I guess I don't know what is the harm of telling people, of telling the public that, yeah, aliens do exist and they've been to Earth. We have their technology. We have their biologics. Are they keeping that quiet because they're going to use that technology somehow or try to use that technology somehow in warfare? Possibly. Or are they cloning aliens to like do some wild shit? Possibly. Wouldn't that be something if like the next world war is like, you got whatever, this country versus this country, and they're like, haha, what you don't know is we have cloned aliens that are going to come and just do all the work for us. We're not even going to send our civilians. We're sending our alien clones. That could be a movie. Is that a movie? I don't know. Nobody steal that. I know people are on I think there's a strike going on, so I don't have to worry about that right now. But yeah. But yeah, UAPs, they're not rare. They're not isolated, according to the pilots. So it's like there's an incident where 10 miles off the coast, an object between 5 and 15 feet in diameter flew between two F-18s and came within 50 feet of the aircraft. He said there was no acknowledgement of the incident or way to report the encounter at the time. So there's got to be, well, I mean, maybe there's like some way to report it now, but it's just interesting. If you tell the people, if you're upfront and honest and be like, these things exist, yes, we don't know anything about them. We have very little information about them. Are they gonna like? Is the general public gonna go into mass hysteria? Like I think people fear it would. We just went through a pandemic. We just shut down the world for 2 years, and it's just like, as a person who grew up in the 90s, who has seen tragic events, who has seen war after war, who has gone through remember the epidemic of swine flu, H1N1, had that. Remember that? And then a handful of years later, COVID's around. I don't know. Haven't we seen it all already? It's just like, yeah, what's one more thing? Aliens? Okay. Can I still go to Starbucks and get my Impossible breakfast sandwich? Yeah, okay. Oh, the aliens invented the Impossible breakfast sandwich? Gosh darn. Sign me up to be the next on their aircraft. I don't know. It's interesting. And where I live, or not where I live, but it's close to where I live. There's this big event, EAA. I don't even know what the EAA stands for. It's a big old aircraft thingy. It's a worldwide thing. John Travolta, what's his name? Danny Timberelli or whatever from Greece. He goes there a lot. He's a big jet guy, flies the airplanes. Adele Dazeem. I've been there one time and I saw Jeff Dunham perform, and it was in July. The event's in July, and he was doing his Christmas special. So he's running his Christmas jokes by us. Real funny stuff. He's a helicopter pilot, Jeff Dunham. I didn't really think it was that funny. And I don't think he's that funny. But, I saw him. I saw him for free, which was, I guess, pretty cool. But, so maybe the people at EAA, just down the street. No, you know how Rob went into that local airport and it's like, what's really going on? I think he went to the wrong place. He needs to go to EAA, and we need to get the answers is what we need to do. But aliens, coming up and saying, yeah, this should be happening. I don't know. People take it for what you will, I guess. It's something that I think a lot of people have already known. We know that the government hides stuff from us. Why? Is it for our safety? I'm not convinced that it's necessarily for our safety. I think it's more for power. I think it's more for control. Because I think most people are, a little more complex and aware than just this like diluted image of like, oh, we're just a bunch of dopes. I think we can take the news. I think we've gone through enough. I think it's okay. Some people are saying the UFO congressional hearing was insulting to U.S. employees. A top Pentagon official says, of course he says that. He doesn't want anybody to know. The people don't want all the information spilled because they're like, oh, if, UFOs, you've been hiding alien technology. You've been hiding straight up aliens from us. Like, yeah, tell us about Jeffrey Epstein. You killed him too. Because probably a bunch of people in the government were on that list. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know. And then just the way the dude answered, like, I can't answer that in a public forum. Well, you just answered the question without answering the question. Tom DeLonge's been telling us about this a long time. He even has a company, To the Stars, in which they study all this different aerospace technology and do like all the entertainment stuff too. But isn't it kind of weird? Yeah, I'm a big Blink-182 guy. I grew up listening to Blink-182. I still love them. I would have loved to see them on this last tour, but Ticketmaster, that's another big conspiracy. They're just catering to the rich. Ticketmaster, fuck you, Ticketmaster. But anyways, like, dude started this company and people are like, this guy's out of his mind. Like, he's really gonna start a company with all these people, all these like former government people, and they're going to essentially expose the truth about aliens, and they're going to write comic books, they're going to make movies, they're going to make books, they're going to make music, and they're going to expose the government this way. And everyone's like, dude is out of his mind. He went on Joe Rogan, and he couldn't talk about a lot of things. He has a lot of knowledge too. Yeah, and he kind of did it, it kind of happened. And then now I'm on the side of like, instead of calling people crazy when they say, I can't really tell you about this stuff, I'm on the side because of this last guy's answer of, I can't answer this in public forum on if a buddy of mine got murdered for spilling some truth beans. They're probably afraid of getting killed. It's it's crazy. It's interesting. It's strange. Woo. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I don't really have too much more knowledge on it, but this is my response as far as aliens are for sure are real. I've met some weird people. Maybe they're just aliens. Maybe shapeshifters are a thing. Maybe they're just like, on my home planet it's pretty bad, so we wanted to explore this one a little bit. Maybe get some education, see how the world works as far as this world. I'd also like to hear what, and not to be like a jerk or anything, but I want to hear like the religious end of this. I would like to hear people who are like big believers, and it's just like, because doesn't like the proof of aliens disprove the idea of God, of religion? I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Maybe God made the aliens. I don't know. Maybe it's just the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. 2023 has been a weird year for me personally, as far as facing a lot of hardship, facing a lot of failure professionally, and now it's we're gonna be looking in the skies, look up twice. So now instead of crossing the road looking left to right, you got to look up and down too, because a UFO might come and get you. That's all I got. That's all I got for this week. I just wanted to get something out for people to listen to it, that do listen to it. For those of you that do, I love you. I appreciate it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out what we want to do. Maybe we'll just keep doing the same thing that we've been doing. And, we get who we get. We appreciate that. And, we've started from nothing, and we got something. We got something okay going on. But, yeah, like and follow. My Twitter icon changed. It's now X. I don't know. We're on Threads now too, which, can you hashtag on Threads? I don't see anybody using hashtags. So it's like, is that a thing? I don't really understand it. It's all very foreign, all very confusing to me. The coffee's brewing. It is now 6:08 in the morning. I did my upper body exercise. My biceps are bulging. I need to drink water. I can only drink black coffee because I'm in my fasting period. Yeah, I'm a big meat cake, baby. All right. Maybe we'll see another episode out, a regular episode out this week, but who knows? See ya.